Hello! By popular demand, I'm continuing my snare drum build, and yes, I mean these two comments on my last video. So, if you haven't seen the build so far, please watch my other videos. I'm just gonna recap what I've done so far. I've made this out of fir wood, I think, or pine maybe. I've segmented the wood into 12 pieces, cut them on an angle, glued them together, and rounded up the outside. And now what's missing are several steps actually. The radii on these sides and the blocks to hold the rings together. Also, I need to find a way to mount these snare wires on the underside of the snare. There are several theories on how the radius on this edge affects the sound, but for this simple prototype I'm just gonna use a roundover bit on my router. So, because there isn't much of an edge here to hold my router steady, I will have to make some sort of attachment here, so I have a fixed plane where I can move my router around. And I'm going to use this attachment here to add some wood on this side or something and make a stable base. So let's try that out. Okay, so this plate will most likely bend, so I will have to add vertical structures to the sides here. Okay, so as you can see, my brain was a little asleep when I built this attachment here for my router, because I could have just made a table router attachment. That's at least the way I used it now, but I'm sure this attachment here will come in handy in other projects. Okay, so what I've done here is I've removed the inside corners of these segments here so that the inner edge is round. And I could have used the router bit to route out this material, but then I would have needed to use some sort of plate here to guide my router, and that's really risky because I could just destroy this wood on the outside here. Maybe if I would use plywood with a cut-out hole like this and use that as a guide for a guide bearing, maybe then I could securely route out this form here. But for now I've done this by hand using my itsy bitsy mini plane here. I've done the shaping on the other side, so now I could, in theory, attach the rings and the drum heads on this wooden piece. What I'm missing now are the lugs. They are these little pieces here that you screw down into and tighten the whole ring down. And I do not have a solution yet for that problem. Well, let's try something out. This sounds something like a drum, but the sticks aren't really practical and I don't want to play with these wooden pieces here. And it wasn't really easy to attach these wooden pieces either, so I think going with some screws may be easier in the long run. So I could tension the drum heads more precisely to